But there's two sort of main flavors of flat nose bus. There's the rear engine or pusher style, meaning the motor's in the back and it's pushing you forward. And there's the front engine where the motor is really right beside the driver. I do not care for the front engine flat nose buses for many reasons. One, there's terrible motor access. If you need to service or check the fluids or change an oil filter or just do any work, there's this cover over the engine, and it's called a dog house. It looks kind of like a little igloo or a dog house, and that has to come out. And now if you have built your living space around this diesel motor, or gasoline, but they're usually primary diesel, it's now in your living space. It's right there, and all the smells of the diesel fumes, and it's all right in your living space. And it's very hard to get down around the engine to service it, to take parts off. I am not a fan. Plus, they're noisy because the motor is honestly like right by your leg, and they can be hot. So if you can imagine, this hot engine is right next to your leg, and if you don't insulate that doghouse really well with like a reflective style of insulation, it will start cooking your leg over long road trips because it's going to radiate all this heat out, and it has nowhere to go but into the cab and next to your leg. And my ambulance was a Ford Econoline E350, kind of a flat nose van or a short nose van, so it had a doghouse, and the motor was right by my leg. And I drove 1,000 miles to Florida once to visit my mom, and it cooked me like a baked potato. I didn't have air conditioning in it, and most buses don't have air conditioning in them. And that heat off the motor, now it was summertime, it just cooked me. And I vowed to myself I'd never have another doghouse configuration. So I'm not a fan of them. The benefits of a doghouse, of a short nose doghouse style bus, is they have a very short wheelbase, meaning that they turn really tightly. So if you're gonna do a lot of city driving, maybe get yourself a short bus with an internal dog nose type doghouse type setup, and you can really turn tightly. Not my flavor. Don't care for them. Too much of a hassle.